Hi, I'm Brock, host of The Box Score. I love being in all our skits, but let's face it, I'm only one person. That's why I checked out the talent around the offices to see if there were any hidden gems for March Madness.
Dick Vitale screen test, take 1.
It's a diaper dandy, baby!
Do you believe in miracles?
If you're doing Al Michaels, we want Dickie V.
Baby!
Do I really have to wear this? About time to go home and watch the Dookies! Eat a Baconator, baby!
There's something crawling in it. There's something crawling in it. Somebody please take this away.
Unfortunately, nobody worked out.
What do you mean your brother can't do Dick Vitale? Man, that's ridiculous, man. Forget this. I'm out of here. Just start the show already.
I don't know a lot about sports, but I can drink a lot of beer. My motto is simple: C's get degrees.
Need a long, inappropriate hug? I'm your man.
I think I'm smarter than you, because I probably am.
Howard Collins for Box Score.
Welcome to The Box Score. I'm Brock here in Los Angeles and joined by the Danettes out in Milford, Connecticut. No DP today, and the word on his location was top secret. Seton, where the hell is DP?
You know, he dropped a clue yesterday on the show when we were talking to Kevin Connolly from Entourage, saying that he might be in the Los Angeles area if somehow a cameo was to, develop on the movie set. But other than that, I really don't know. I know he's on the West Coast somewhere.
Okay, well, Chris Mannix got the bat signal to guest host today. Paulie, recap quickly Mannix's night and morning before getting into the studio today.
Will do, Broccoli. He was in Boston last night doing the Celtics game. Then he went home to his family's house there and watched the an hour of Heat Pacers that was taped. Then he drove all night, or a couple hours in the middle of the night here, and then across the street we have a parking lot, and he slept about 6 a.m. for an hour and a half in his car like a guy's about to get arrested, and then he got in the studio.
Well, he might get picked up there, Milford. They don't like the homeless, I hear. Well, if anyone thought Mannix would be lacking any energy, they were way off.
Being the star of a combine and having great pro days. Jamarcus Russell did I hear he had like one of the greatest pro days of all time? Mike Mayock said this was like a legendary pro day. Doesn't mean anything. Show me what you can do in college games. Show me what you do in the field. Don't give me that crap of a pro day. Hey, guys. Dropping back 5 steps, no pass rush whatsoever, and my 6'5" wide receiver is wide open. It's meaningless to me. 877-3DP shows the phone number. Email address dp@danpatrick.com. Got me going early, Paulie.
That guy's got a lot of energy and loves to talk. Look, he's behind me right now. He's not even on the air. He's just talking to a microphone. He's got headphones on. He just can't stop talking. He's not even on there. Look at him. He's paused for 1 second. There he is.
Playing radio back there.
One thing I love about Mannix, he's got energy and he's got opinions. And some people think, oh, he's a boxing NBA guy, but he could have an opinion on whatever he wants. And I love how he's personally offended by something, and his voice gets all up here.
He's like baffled by just how stupid some things are.
This?
McLovin, even though you and Mannix give each other a hard time, aren't you guys secretly bosom buddies?
No. I don't really like him that much. I mean, actually, I'm being totally serious here. He's just not my cup of tea.
Well, he's afraid to get in the car with you. You've had some experiences where he would have taken any other way to get here and back home.
Yeah,
you being involved.
We're friendly, but the competition has always been kind of real. We always have ribbed each other for years now. It's like a basketball rivalry kind of thing.
Well, you both got together to give us a look at what a pro day might actually look like.
Obviously, this is not
How's it going? Thanks for taking some.
Obviously. All right, so do like a quick 5-yard button. Okay. Ready? Go. Come on.
I stand corrected.
Come on. You can't do that 13 out of 15 times?
He's a big target, though. I mean, what if you had
So are the wide receivers Manziel's throwing to? I'm doing it again.
I'm like Evans. Yeah, but they do short.
All of a sudden the voice goes up, energy. Pretty serious display of athleticism there. And, I love how Mannix thought that the pro day was just so absurd. And then as the day kept unfolding and we learned more about Johnny Manziel's pro day, it got actually even more absurd and played perfectly right into his hands.
Someone needs to let Mannix know that the wide receiver doesn't line up off the center, too, and is right in front of you. McLovin, what is the plan with Mannix today after the show?
Well, here's the thing. We were going to go outside and throw 15 passes and see how many he could complete to me. But ever since we did that little display you just saw, Mannix has been complaining about shoulder soreness and might not do it now.
He's got a lot of excuses already. I think that 13 number was a little too high, and now he's backtracking a bit.
Well, McLovin, you went into the box and shared your thoughts on Mannix's skill set.
Kind of throws like, a 4 or 5 year old kid just learning how to throw a ball. I don't think he knows if he's a lefty or a righty yet. Very wobbly. I can catch anything. I'm like Calvin Johnson. I'm going to make him look good. That's what I do. But it's really going to be sort of a sad sight. Feel bad. And the funny thing is, he's a pretty good hoops player, so I don't understand why he has this athletic blind spot for throwing, but you see that once in a while. Like a lot of offensive linemen or defensive linemen, you see them pick up a ball in practice and throw it like, so some guys just don't have the motion to throw. Me, I'm a multi-talented athlete. I can throw, catch, shoot a basketball.
And bench press. You can do it all.
And bench press, yes. Right now, I'm sort of on an athletic high, so I can make fun of guys like Mannix.
Quintuple threat. Well, Mannix got wind of your comments, surprising, so he got a chance to respond in this edition of the Mannix Minute.
I don't think McLovin has much athleticism personally, and to be honest, as a regular viewer of the show, I actually have some issues with his bench pressing stunt last week. I thought that he misrepresented how much weight was on there. You've seen, in movies, they've got the fake barbells on the bars, the stuff that's made out of like styrofoam. People like me and others I've seen on Twitter believe that he used fake barbells during that. So I think there was some falseness there, and really anything that Perloff says, I paid very little attention to.
Yeah, there's a lot of conspiracy theories out there about the bench press. I would do it right now. If the bench was right there, I would go out there, and not only would I do 200, I'm pretty confident with some rest now, I could do 225. I've been feeling really huge this week ever since I did 200, and the confidence is there.
Sort of walking around with your
So I'm thinking of a double or nothing bet.
Wow. Now, McLovin, I'm surprised you don't wear those Mannix medium T-shirts that he often wears into the studio.
Yeah, I know. Well, actually, I was looking at myself in the box. This sweatshirt does not fit. I sort of am engulfed by it. Because when I was growing up, I was, unlike you, Brock, I was super skinny, so I used to wear big clothes to sort of hide how thin I am. But now that I'm getting ripped, I think I need a tighter wardrobe. I've actually been thinking about this.
Got to show it off.
Well, at 12 pounds, I was a tiny baby. Seton, what was the breaking news with Manziel's pro day late in the show?
Yeah, to continue the absurdity of it, we learned late in the show that they were actually going to be using brooms to help him with the pass rush and sort of get in his face and swing it at him and stuff. It was pretty intense.
Well, I've seen that worked in basketball practices, but we all know that brooms are actually only useful when it comes to sweeping. But as we see here, Fritzy unable to handle a complicated tool such as a broom. I mean, that is not.
Brock, I got to jump in here. Do you know that is not a bit? That was not a joke in any way. We handed Fritzy a broom. I really believe it's the first time he'd ever handled one. And he was pushing it instead of brushing it in this type of motion. He was going like that, like he was chipping ice.
It was like clearing the driveway.
He literally, I don't think, had ever handled a broom before. And I'm
complicated tool.
I'm being serious.
As soon as I grabbed that broom, that was the emotion I thought was the best way to clean up the place around the basket. But Paulie's right. My broom skills. I've done the vacuum a couple of times, but the broom.
I don't believe that.
I don't believe that at all.
I have vacuumed many years ago at my grandparents' apartment.
Oh yeah, because you thought it was cool to turn the machine on when you were 5.
Yeah, when they first
you went like
created
this.
these things. But the broom, I don't know what that was called. I looked like some kind of chimney sweep in Mary Poppins. I don't know what that was.
Well, that's a pretty simple tool to use. I mean, what do you look like riding a bike, Fritzy?
It took a while to get the training wheels off, and then I had I would get made fun of because I decided to get this eagle on top of the handlebars. I would go, and I thought it was the coolest thing, and my family was backing me because I really wanted this eagle. And then the next thing I knew, I was very close to getting beat up by the neighbors and kids around the park. They didn't find that particularly cool at all.
Can you tell one again?
I had a banana seat. I didn't like the little seat. I got one of these shiny green banana seats for my tush, and it wasn't very cool.
I think that was probably just an early warning system for your neighbors to let them know that they're going to get a huge ding in their car door. Okay.
Not good.
Coming up, we'll see how closely the guys follow fashion, and we'll see if their resumes have been updated recently. Stick around. Hi, Willie Mays here for K-Block, the easy way to coat, seal, and defend against Kardashians of any size. Just a quick shot of K-Block instantly deters any oncoming celebrities with a single spray. K-Block is a scientifically developed scent made to smell like the lower class. This powerful scent penetrates deep to provide a barrier that's completely Kardashian-proof. K-Block is perfect for Kim, Courtney, Chloe, and so much more. You can get K-Block right now for $19.99. But wait! To make this the most amazing offer on television, we're going to double your order and send you 2 large cans of K-Block. Order now and we'll include 2 additional mini K-Blocks to protect against Kendall and Kylie. Don't miss out on this amazing offer.
To order, call 1-900-5K-Block. Do not use K-Block if you are poor or will soon become poor. Side effects include nausea, vomiting, and delusions of grandeur. Supplies are limited. Order right now.
Welcome back to the Box Score. Guys, I'm certain you would agree that a world free from Kardashians is a better world. Let's quickly dive into the entertainment universe and ask our resident expert, McLovin, about the firestorm surrounding the latest Vogue cover seen here. Kanye and Kim.
Well,
McLovin, why would Anna Wintour put this on the cover?
I have no idea. A lot of people have been questioning their taste. A lot of people have been making fun of it, most notably James Franco and Seth Rogen. I kind of like it.
Paulie, aren't they ridiculous because they gave their child a ridiculous name?
Well, yeah, I have a problem with that. I mean, I don't have a problem with the picture. It looks fine to me, but did they name their kid North? And Kanye West, his last name is West.
No,
I mean, luckily they have security, so the kid probably won't get beat up as much as the average kid would with a name like that, but it's an uphill battle, man.
All right, speaking of uphill battles, do you think the public would be more up in arms if the cover looked like this instead? Seton, is that just creepy?
Oh.
Yes. Wow. Yeah.
He's all excited now.
First of all, Dan looks great, and he can really pull off that sort of strapless look. But other than that, yeah, it's a little creepy.
I'm shocked that I got to be the Kanye there. I was sure that I was going to. I knew that was coming. I was sure I was going to be the woman.
This week.
Why is that? Oh, because Dan doesn't love you?
Yeah, that
right.
was going to be in last place for that picture.
We moved on.
DP can pull off the sweetheart top and the mermaid bottom. McLovin, since we are on the topic of fashion, we think you're becoming a tad of a fashion snob. Let's look at this video from today. You start off the day wearing the beanie during the pre-show meeting, and then you switch to the Texans hat for hour 1, and then you move to a Brooklyn Nets cap for hour 2. And now you're in a completely different hat.
Yeah.
So this poses the question, are you channeling Coco Chanel or just doing your best NASCAR driver?
No, each piece of headwear has a message, Brock. I started off with the wool cap because it's too cold for March, and it was a statement on climate change. Second hour, Houston Texans. I secretly think they should take Manziel. I was making a statement there. The Bushes were in the house, so it was a Houston comment. Third hour, Nets.
Why Nets?
You're back on the bandwagon.
Yeah, I'm back on the bandwagon.
They're taking down
Pre-show,
the
we
heat.
had a discussion that the Nets could really be a factor in the Eastern Conference playoffs, and now I'm just giving some love to a sponsor.
See, I'm trying to figure out which trend is more dated. The wool hat indoors about 10 years ago. Trucker hat about 15 years ago. Nets were cool 4 years ago when they first got there, 2 years ago.
Yeah, I stopped wearing college T-shirts when I was in college.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, snap.
Oh, here we go.
Now it's starting.
Okay, guys, well, as Paulie said, save it here. Coming up, what did the Danettes do before television, and what will Fritzy do when he's put on the spot? Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Box Score. We covered the story of Manhattan coach Steve Manziel, who was denied a job with South Florida because he apparently had some inaccuracies on his resume. We were wondering, would any of you lie on your resume to get your dream job? Seton, let's start with you.
No, I wouldn't lie on my resume. I mean, if I hadn't already up until this point, there's no reason to really start lying on my resume now. I mean, I would have had to have before, and then it would have benefited me. At this point, I'm pretty much good.
Brock, I'm going to go against the grain here. I have 2 resumes. One if I know you're doing a background check, and one if I know you don't.
I don't really lie as much as exaggerate. Like someday when after this is over, I'm going to put depending on the job, blogger, or I might put co-executive producer, I might put co-host. You never know.
Yeah, there's an urge to embellish for everyone that puts a resume together, but for me, I wouldn't do it. The guilt of walking around knowing that I could get found out at any moment and get caught for putting something on the resume that was completely inaccurate is enough for me to not lie.
Okay, well, we have some resume facts about you guys. Let's see if you can figure out which of your fellow Danettes we're talking about. Let's start with you. Paulie, which Danette used to be a short order cook?
Well, Fritzy's never cooked a meal in his life. Seton, I think, has just recently gotten into cooking. McLovin.
McLovin is absolutely correct. McLovin, tell me a little bit about that job.
Okay, it was at a swim club. Basically, you needed a pizza burger or a hot dog. So everyone at the swim club, there were two kinds of employees, the lifeguards and the scrubs in the back. It is amazing how little it helped me with the girls to be a short order cook. And all that grease back there wasn't really good for the complexion. It was the uncoolest job of all time.
Okay, well, McLovin, which Danette once worked for Delta?
Oh, I know this one. Seton, who's held a ton of jobs, has talked about working at the airport, so it must be Seton.
What'd you do, Seton?
When I was first breaking into radio, I would intern during the mornings from like 5 to 12. And then I would work out here at the Hartford airport for Delta, just like, doing baggage and stuff like that.
A tosser? You were a tosser.
From like 2 to 10, so I did that for a long time.
Okay, well, Seton, you're up. Which Danette was once a producer for the LA Rams?
It's got to be Fritzy. He's the only one who lived in Los Angeles.
It was Fritzy. Fritzy, what'd you do for the Rams?
When the Rams had a road game at KMPC Radio in Los Angeles, I was the producer that went with the team, and it was really exciting. I got a chance to travel with them, stayed at the same fancy hotels as them, worked in the broadcast booth, just running the whole broadcast with Bob Starr and Jack Snow, the play-by-play voice, and the color analyst, arranging interviews before and halftime and post-game. So that was pretty cool.
Okay, and finally, Fritzy, which Danette once worked as a caddy?
I'm going to say Paulie Pabst was a caddy. I can picture him out there getting all dressed up in his caddy outfit, and he's held many jobs and lived many lives, so I'm going to go Paulie as caddy.
Yeah, that's right, Brock. Olympia Fields Country Club, summer after 8th grade. I only worked for 3 months. It's really good money, caddying. I wish I would have stayed with it. That's the only time I ever really played golf as a young man, and I wish I would have stayed with it. Caddying is a good money job. I
actually once caddied, and it was for the Ladies State Championship of Kansas, and I drew the previous year's state champion, and her bag was 3 times as big as me. It was right out of Caddyshack, and I would drop her bag all the time. It was a nightmare. She did not win. Sorry wherever you are if you're still alive, okay? Okay, let's take a break. Coming up, it's last call on the box score. Don't you move. Welcome back to the box score. I'm here at the box score bar. Having no DP on the show usually means the Danettes have to dish out the live reads for the show. Paulie, you, Seton, and McLovin all did live reads today, but did Fritzy have like a medical card or a note from his doctor? Because he was left out.
No, that was by specific sponsor request. No. Actually, Fritzy's probably the best reader in the group. I would say that he does it in the least amount of takes possible.
Fritzy, you were also left out of the 2-on-2 game. Is that a medical problem?
I was eligible to play, but they were standing up, and I was, dealing with emails and phone calls and stuff like that.
He was working.
He doesn't have time to play games,
Yes.
No, that's not what I meant at all. They were already standing up and moving around, and so they chose up a 2-on-2. I could have got up and offered to officiate, but I knew it was going to be a quick game. And after seeing what they did there, I'm kind of glad I wasn't a part of that 0-0 contest.
Yeah, you might have lost a shoe. Okay, well, we have some copy for Fritzy on a new product to pitch. So Fritzy, if you don't mind, please give it your best shot.
Oh boy.
Bone Patrol is the newest treatment for erectile dysfunction. Bone Patrol is not right for everyone. Only your healthcare provider and you can decide if Bone Patrol is right for you. Ask your healthcare provider if your heart is healthy enough for you to have sexual activity. You should not take Bone Patrol if your healthcare provider has told you not to have sexual activity because of your health problems. The most common side effects with Bone Patrol are headache, indigestion, back pain, muscle aches, flushing, and stuffy or runny nose. If you get an erection lasting lasting more than 4 hours? Seek immediate medical help to avoid long-term injury. Go get some Bone Patrol now. I had one flub in there, but for the most part.
Great job, Fritzy. Fritzy, who's on tomorrow?
Tomorrow, Seth Davis will join us to recap the first half of the Sweet 16 games and preview Friday night's matchups. And Paul Burmeister, NFL Network host, was at College Station for Johnny Manziel's Pro Day. He'll give us his eyewitness account of what he saw today on tomorrow's show.
Okay, I'm just on here for Bone Patrol to honor it. Thanks for watching The Box Score. Tune in weekdays at 3 p.m. Eastern only on Audience Channel 239, right here on DirecTV.
I don't know a lot about sports, but I can drink a lot of beer. My motto is simple. C's get degrees.
Need a long, inappropriate hug? I'm your man.
I think I'm smarter than you, because I probably am.
Hey, thanks for watching The Box Score. Holy cow!